Welcome to another episode of the Mockingbird Show. Today I'll talk about early roots of innovation, entrepreneurial pathways in education. And I will talk about the early childhood sector. I would like to say that entrepreneurial mindset can be cultivated right from the start. Like we all know, the brain architecture of a child is formed during these years, and these enable us to plant the seed of creativity, to plant the seed of entrepreneurial mindset into the little ones. Now, how do we do that? See, the 21st century skills I've been talking about all this while, I've got a lot of videos referring to the 21st century skills of problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, decision making, and so forth. These are cultivated in the early years of a child's life through different activities that we can give them. Now, when we talk about entrepreneurial mindset, it is a lot about coming up with new ideas, experimentation, doing, getting involved, and the ability to see the results, right? So these kind of activities can actually be done in the class to encourage the child's thinking capacity, to enable them to think instead of just making them understand. We allow them to think and then come to a decision. So if I look at the early childhood pedagogies, we do a lot of work with play. Play is very, very integral in our classrooms and also outside of it. So when we are dealing with children, we allow them to play and in the process resolve different kind of situations that come up. It may be a conflict, it may be some kind of activity that they are doing, and that activity enables them to think and enables them to act. Recently, we are talking a lot about entrepreneurship education, but when it comes to the early childhood sector, everybody is talking about why do we need it? Why in the early childhood sector? But like I said, the preschool years, the early childhood years are the most crucial in a child's life to plant the seed of entrepreneurship. First of all, in India, we need to change the mindset of the parents. The parents do not really consider entrepreneurship or a startup as an option for the child. Everybody is about a job, a government job, somewhere, you are getting a good salary scale. But we are not really convinced about, sending our child to open their own ventures. That needs to change. When I was a student, I always wanted to start my venture, but I could see that there were different dreams of my mother when it came to me. She wanted me to appear for UPSC, but I had that thing in my mind that, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur and I will do that. And that, I think, was planted because when I was little, I had my uncle who was a very well-known entrepreneur. My grandmom was an entrepreneur, and she created her very beautiful mekhela chadar, that is our traditional wear, and she was known for it. And even till date, I know people who talk about my grandmother's mekhela chadar. Probably those were the small seeds that were planted in my mind unknowingly, because at that time we were not talking about entrepreneurship and education, be it in the schools, be it in the colleges, in whatever situations. We never spoke much about entrepreneurship, and probably that was one of our last options that we had. Now, talking about the role of educators. As an educator, how we are encouraging entrepreneurship in our classroom. So we can have multiple of activities. There can be, experimental activities. There can be a lot of learning through field work, through projects, where little children are involved. Even like an activity like shopping, they go to a shopping mall, they do some shopping, and they understand what is the dynamics about. right? So these kind of different situations can be created for the children in the classroom and outside of it, where they are learning about problem solving, critical thinking, managing finance in their own small ways. Also, there are a lot of loose parts play that we can do with the children in the early childhood years, where they are figuring out, they're building something, they are getting certain things together, they're collaborating, they are communicating, and they're engaging together. It is very important. In entrepreneurship, collaboration is the key word. And that collaboration needs to happen right from the early childhood years. Watch this lovely video that says it all.
I used to have a hard time paying attention, so I draw. But one day, my teacher said we were gonna make a movie. And since I like art, I can animate. All the kids had different roles and lots of good things to say about my storyboards. We all made decisions and did everything together as a team. The movie was a big hit, and it made a lot of money too. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll win an Academy Award.
I've always liked to lead, but now after doing BizWorld, I can see myself being a leader in business someday. In class, we learned manufacturing, marketing, and I even got to pitch our business plan to venture capitalists. Our team's hard work really paid off when we were able to secure a business loan from the bank. If bringing business into the classroom has changed the path of our lives,
Imagine what it would do for kids all over the world.
Wasn't that a lovely one? Now looking at how we can help them deal with failures. Now entrepreneurship comes with a lot of risk. The risk-taking capacity of a child needs to be enhanced. So here, as educators, we need to allow them to experiment, to go and fend for themselves, to go and do something for themselves. And that is what will help them to take the risk. And in today's world, children need to learn how to focus. Talent and knowledge matters, but focus is the key. So they need to be given life situations where they are focusing, they are looking at the problem eye to eye and solving that, taking it up without worry, without fear. The ability to take risk, the ability to be resilient, the ability to keep trying needs to be developed. And that, I feel, is the key for the new generation that is coming up, the alpha, the beta. We need to work with them right from the beginning. And technology and the digital learning, all of it is happening in a big way. But for entrepreneurship learning, we need to give them hands-on learning experiences, send them out, get them into that work, see how they are doing it, how they are able to solve a problem, find the solution. And we are there to scaffold them. We are there to help them if they have a glitch, if they have a problem, if they are not able to do it themselves. We are there to help, and our mindset matters when we are trying to incorporate a mindset of entrepreneurship into the little ones. Thank you so much for joining me today at the Mockingbird Show, and I'll come up again with another very interesting episode next week. Until then, stay happy, stay blessed, stay motivated, and stay entrepreneurial.